I start? Yes. Good morning, class. Myself Sudarshan Patil, lecturer in English, Government Polytechnic, Kolhapur. Today I am going to present before you one small concept, communication process. See, after learning this, you will be able to define the communication elements, then you will able to draw the communication diagram, and you will able to uh, use communication process in real life situation. See, the content is that first introduction, second process of communication, elements of communication, and summary. See, observe this slide and identify the exact meaning of these images. Anybody in the class? Yes, please. Yes, these are the basic needs of human being. First is what we can say food, second clothing, and third is a shelter. But to satisfy all these needs, what we require? Of course, first of all, we require the money. Without money, we cannot buy. But second important thing we require, that is communication. If you want to buy a fruit from the hawker, if you want to buy a shelter from the builder, and if you want to buy the clothes from the shop, you require what? A communication. Without communication, we cannot satisfy all our these basic needs. So, anybody in the class and tell me what is mean by communication? Yes, exactly. The word communication is derived from one Latin word, communicare or commune. It means was to share, to impart the knowledge, to make common to all. So we can simply define communication as what? The sharing of ideas, facts, emotions, feelings between two or more persons. See, to run the whole, any organization, to run this society, to run this universe, what we require? We require a communication. So this is what one of the basic human need of communication. Just we know three needs, but now this fourth need has become prime important need of a human being. Next, see our today's topic, the communication process. How the communication process starts? It starts from the source, even we call as a sender, even we call source as the encoder. Then what sender does? Sender encodes the message, then encoded message goes through the proper channel, then the message is received by the receiver, and what receiver does? Receiver decodes the message, and afterward receiver gives the proper feedback. Now we will see in detail who is the sender. Sender is the person who sends the message, isn't it? Now in the class, who is the sender? Anybody? Yes, of course, teacher, means myself is the sender. What sender does? Sender does three important roles. First of all, sender selects the channel. Sender conceives the message. Conceiving means what? A preparation of a message. As our mother prepares the vegetable, she requires to do lot of things in the kitchen, isn't it? Likewise, the sender needs to do many things. First of all, sender conceives the message, or we can call prepares the message. Then sender selects channel for communication, and sender encodes the message. So these are the three activities done by the sender. Next, second slide, encoding. Encoding means what? Putting the message into proper code. That process is called as a encoding. See, if I want to deliver some ideas, facts to you, what I will do? I will put that into the graph, I will put that into my verbal communication, I will put that ideas into the diagram, map, signs, or a symbol. See, for an example, how RTO puts the instruction. What does it mean? No parking. Instead of writing no parking, what they have done? Just they have encoded the idea into symbolical form. So this is what encoding. How the poet encodes the idea? By poem, isn't it? How the lecturer encodes the idea? Through lecture, through verbal communication, isn't it? How green, this color indicates in a traffic signal, go, isn't it? So even the red color indicates what? You have to stop your vehicle. So this is what encoding. Next, third, message. Message means what? The information to be shared. So message can be a lecture, again message can be a diagram, message can be a graph, message can be a symbol. So while forming a message, sender has to take care that message should be complete. It should be appropriate enough for the understanding of the receiver. If you provide the incomplete message, what will happen? There will not be a proper communication cycle will be completed. There will be a misunderstanding. For an example, he was shooting the tiger. Anybody in the class can tell me the meaning of this sentence? Yes? Anybody in the class? Yes? Yes, correct. Ambiguity, because he was shooting the tiger, it is an incomplete sentence totally. He was shooting the tiger with his camera for making documentary film, it makes the sense, or he was shooting the tiger with his gun. So while forming the message, sender has to take care that the message should be complete. Next is channel. Channel means simply we can say a medium through which we can send the information. For an example, if our Prime Minister want to launch a scheme for pensioners, what channel he will select? Anybody in the class? Yes, media, through advertisement, through newspaper. So channel means simply we can say the instruction through which we can spread that information to the receiver or to the common people. Understood? Even nowadays the TV, radio, newspaper, letter, gesture, email, even some social media is available to send the information. Next, decoding. What is mean by decoding? Decoding means translating the ideas given by the sender. Here is one image. If the sender says tree and the decoder means the receiver understand it as a tree. If he understand it as a tree, then what? The communication doesn't be it will not be a successful. What? The sender says tree and decoder means the receiver understand it as a tree, then it is what we can say a proper decoding take place. Means understanding or interpreting the message in a proper way, that process is called as a decoding. Next, receiver. The receiver. Can you tell me who is the receiver in the class? Yes, you people are the receiver. You are listening me very sincerely. You are nodding your necks. You are answering the questions. Very good. So receiver means the person who receives the message. What receiver does? First of all, he receives the message. One important duty of the receiver what? He listens carefully. Generally what we do? We listen what we want to listen. Isn't it? But a good listener or good receiver is what? He receives all the things patiently. So practices active listening and reading. Receiver does two important things. Again I am reminding you, reading and active listening. Understood? And last one, this is the seventh element in the feedback. Feedback means a reply given by the sender, receiver to the sender. This is the last important link in the communication process. Without feedback, the sender will not understand whether his message is properly delivered, properly understood or not. If the receiver doesn't provide the reply to the sender, then communication process will not be a successful. That's why communication process is called as a cycle, because sender sends the message and receiver provides the feedback to it. Even see, a feedback can be negative or can be positive. If I ask you, have you understood the communication process? Yes, this is the what? Feedback. Or if you say even no, that is also accepted. That is also we can do as a feedback. Okay, last slide. Match the following. These are the questions for you through which we can take a fast summarizing of today's concept. First, receiver, can you answer anybody? Receiver means what? The person who receives the message. Second, encoding. Yes, correct. Third, feedback. Then sender. And fifth, channel. Yes, very good. And the last, this is the communication process diagram. Which is missing element in this? Last element.